Okay, I'm trying this again. Hey, I am doing my best to kill two birds with one stone, y'all. That's why I'm recording this live. I am going to do the. Okay, y'all. The reception was horrible. It is what it is. However, it turns out, y'all will get to see it. So I'm going to share, and it's going to help whoever it needs to help. Oh no. Okay, now. I watched a video of Promo SCK, Auntie Shayla, and she did a video where she had worked in prison and, her experience. Let me get up here and share my experience. My experience is from the other end, and that's actually being in prison. Back in, let me see, August of 2003 to December of 2004, I was in the main correctional facility in New Jersey. And the reason why I was there, because I had at that time, had a drug conviction. I believe it was a felony 1 and 3. It was different felonies, but I had a co-defendant, and we won our appeal. We were reprimanded, went back to trial, and I pleaded to hinder and apprehension. So, glory be to God. We don't have a drug conviction. But I wanted to share what it was like what the whole experience was like. First of all, when we first got arrested, we were in the county, Bergen County, here in New Jersey, Hackensack, New Jersey. And I clearly remember it was cold. It was cold. They fed us. They fed us. Well, me, because I ended up staying. She ended up getting released. I don't remember if she ate or not. But while I was there, they served bologna and bread. I think cheese too. But it was like a holding cell. It was cold. It was like small, and the toilet was there, and whoever was in there with you, you have to use the bathroom in front of them. When After that process, went into the county with everybody, and I was there with everybody, like people with all types of backgrounds, walks of life, and it was just so many different people I met, and learned how to survive. Survival in there is totally different. Like, not having exposure to the outside world is not a good experience. You have to wait to get your mail. You have to wait to get even your everything. You got to wait for everything. And in the county, they have a TV. Everybody has to make a decision as far as what they're going to watch. Majority of the time, it was soap operas, and every Saturday, it was Soul Train. And there was when we first got there, they were rebuilding the whole jail. So we were in a different section because they were like changing it. And like I said, it was all types of people, all types of walk of life. And we were from, well, I'm going to speak for me. Okay, I'm from Ohio, but this was New Jersey. And I only knew about New Jersey passing through. I didn't know about the life The pace was a different pace. I learned a whole lot from the different people that were in there. I was exposed to people that were kicking drugs. So they were in there. There were people like, having withdrawal symptoms from whatever type of drug they did. It was just a whole lot of different things going on in there. But the worst part about remembering the outside is only like whatever it was. Technology just so fast. So there were some things that were the poor in the county in prison is like it was a it was I was surrounded by people that were never going to get out. Some of them had things that weren't um, people had things that weren't admissible anymore, like wearing earrings, coping skills to deal with that. You got people with all types of backgrounds, all types of emotions. Um, Everybody could get locked down at the same time without even it being your fault. Um, I remember it was somebody who she couldn't write, so she had me write her letters for her, and she blessed me with her curling iron. And when you have a curling iron, when you get well, you don't everybody don't know, but when you get certain items like curling irons, you have to get your number, your inmate number, put on it. And we tried to put my number in on it, but they ended up doing a shakedown, checking our belongings, and they ended up taking the curling iron because my number, it was altered. I remember everybody that had false teeth, their inmate number was in their false teeth. The inmate number were if whatever you got from out of like glasses, inmate numbers are in it. Um, they had jobs, but the jobs were like far below minimum wage. Fortunately, I was blessed with the highest paying job, which was $100 a month. I had worked in commissary. It was an everyday job, and every month it'd be $100, and sometimes we would get overtime. So that's what I did to support myself. Um, Sometimes people would send me money. People would write letters. The only time I had a visit was when I was in the county. That was one time. But while I was in prison, I didn't have. The only visitor I got was, visits like from the people that like worked like the chaplain and people like that. But I didn't have nobody from like as far as my family or anyone. No one came to visit me. Um, I got mail, and my grandmother, my mom, well, both of my mothers, I have more than one mom. Um, they did the time with me, and it's not an experience that I would suggest anyone have to go through. Some people go through it. It's like a revolving door. Sad part is I know some people that even died. They died either in there or when they were released. Um, but it's not a place to that anybody should want to be going to. It's not the way to go. It's best to obey the laws of the land and, follow them, follow the laws of the land. What got me involved was just wanting to pay my bills the best way I could. In my mind, I wanted fast money, and it was wrong. Nothing fast is good. It's best to work for what you want. It's best to work. It's not best well, to work, take your time. It's best to get everything, let it take its own course. Getting things the wrong way is not good. And being around people doing the wrong things is not good. Because you can see people, be around people doing the wrong things and think that it's so attractive or so easy. And think about, oh, well, they're paying this bill, they're paying that bill. And then you're just thinking that that's all you need. And no, it's not the way to go. I'm telling y'all, it's not the way to go. I don't know if I've been a while ago in my life, and I had to go through what I needed to go through to get to where I'm at now. It got me really, really, like, I grew up in church. I accepted Christ when I was 9. I got involved in a lot of worldly things. But when I got incarcerated, it caused me to draw closer to God, closer than ever. And I really heard him speak to me while I was there. And he had clearly told me that if I let go of my bitterness, because I was so bitter, that he would release me. And I let go of my bitterness, and he released me. We won our appeal, and I was out of there. And after we won our appeal, I stayed in New Jersey instead of going back and forth from Ohio to New Jersey. I had a job. I liked my job. And I was at the shelter, I believe a couple of months. Yeah, a couple of months. I moved in with a lady. She rented me a room. She passed away 3 weeks after I moved in there. Then I lived with someone who I met while I was in prison. Moved in her house and her apartment, and I mean, it was just, I mean, I thank God for the people that was there for me afterwards and the things that I had to go through afterwards. But the process of having to start over, getting my ID, my driver's license again, getting reestablished, working, just picking up the pieces and going forward. I still, even after I was released, I still had some of the behavior. And see, that's the thing about it. It's not the actual crime itself that takes place, that just happens. It's the behavior. And I had to learn to do what was best for me, and be from certain people, places, and things is what worked best for me. So when I went back to Ohio, I was tempted to do things that I did in my past. So I prayed to come back to New Jersey. And the first time the door was open, I didn't go through it. The second time, I went through that door. But I hope, because I'm in a public place, I didn't want to be too loud. But I hope that I shared the story as best as I could. I hope that it helps someone, because it's not the place to be. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to share. When I first got there to the prison, they sent us to the clinic, and we call it the hospital. And what was so crazy, this was really crazy to me, what I saw. I knew that I was in a prison for women, but it was like strange because it was so many women that looked like men. Like, I knew where I was at. But to see, people really, really looking like men, and they were females. That was that was really strange to me. But a lot of that went on. I didn't get involved in that. Had no desire to get involved in anything like that. But when you are incarcerated and you're around like a certain group of people, and you see people that look like, what you saw on the street, like the opposite sex, it just looked kind of strange. It was just strange to me. But when I went to the clinic, because I was like, I know where I'm at, but a lot of that went on. And people didn't care. Like some of them, they didn't care like that you didn't go that way. They still attempted anyway. And and she ordered me the Bible. She had the study Bible, and I love this Bible. It was a study Bible because I got so hungry. Really, I was super hungry trying to figure out the word, trying to figure out, just how to do something better for God and do better for me. And I just wanted to learn as much as I possibly could. And she had this study Bible, which was I love that Bible. And it was so sweet because there was a place that sent free Bibles and she ordered me one like hers. I appreciate it so much. And yeah, but it was a group of us. We studied, we prayed, we volunteered at the church because it was a church service. We were leaders in the church. There were services there, and it was really, that was really refreshing to have the church services. Trying to remember what else. Um, and it's some people that I'm still in contact with today that were there, and I see people all the time here and where I live at now that were there because I live in New Jersey. And it's just amazing to. It was a long time ago, but it was like yesterday when I think about it. And time doesn't wait for anyone. Watch the people that you're around and do positive things, do constructive things. Don't follow. Don't follow and do what everybody else does. And when you see people that do things the wrong way and you think that, oh, they got it so easy or they got all this and all that, when you do the wrong thing, you got to look over your shoulder. It's not a normal life. You're not living a normal life. And it's best to do something like go to work and do what you're supposed to do and get paid like that instead of getting the fast money because it's not worth it. I'm telling you, it wasn't. It's not ever worth it. It's never worth it. It's always best to do the right thing no matter what you are going through, no matter what it feels like. Always do the right thing because there are consequences for everything that we do, for good things and bad things. And trust me when I tell you, believe me when I tell you, there was things that I've done that I didn't never went to jail for. So, that can happen to any of us, but that's not the type of chance that you want to take in life. It's just best to do the right thing. So now, I just it's one day at a time, one step at a time. That's all I do. Hi, whoever came in. Thank you for joining. God bless you. Um, I just do what is necessary for me to do, and I know I don't want to go back there. There's people that have gone back, and everybody's process is different. It may take a person 20 times to bump their head. It might take a person one time to bump their head. But the process is different for everybody, and it has to be what a person really, really wants. Because if you really, really want to do the right thing, you will. And trust me when I tell you, the consequences, like some people don't care. They just take that chance and they feel like, well, if they get caught, they get caught. They got to do time, they got to do time. But trust me when I tell you, it is not the place to be. It really isn't the place to be. I've seen so much. I can't even say everything that I saw on this video. I've seen I've seen so much, so much. That was a long time ago. That was my only time, and I learned from it. He took that away, and that was his grace, and I thank him for it. And my goal is, mhm. um, keep getting these interruptions. So I wanted to see if there was any questions. Did anyone have any questions? Any comments? Anything that anyone wants to say? Um, Let me know, because it's well, I don't know who else is here, but if there's any questions, because I can answer whatever I can. Oh yeah. What else did I want to tell you? Oh yeah, and I worked on while I was there. I was in the law library a lot, working on my own case, and learned a lot about the law, and it's good to, even though you have a lawyer, it's still good to know. I had a um, I had a court appointed attorney, but it's good to still know what everything is, just to have the information for yourself, and also so you can help the next person that needs help. Mhm. So I think that's about it. If there's anything else that anybody would like me to share, because I don't see any questions, just let me know. Thank you all for watching. God bless you all. I love you all. Take care. More grace and more peace in Jesus' name. Shalom.